you should have now gone through and found those words that we've just talked about. Okay, and you should have highlighted those. If you've got the simpler version of the text, we have found 3. One of them's the same word twice. So they're not all in there, but you can always look at the model text. We're going to read both texts together. Alright, so don't worry which one you've got, because one of them's on the board and we're going to read it through together. So, dear country leader, it has come to my attention that your country is showing no signs of allegiance in these dark and dangerous times. It is widely acknowledged that this is risky, reckless even, as it leaves you open to invasion, manipulation, and indeed deaths. Your innocent deaths. Oh, we're missing a word there. There should be deaths of your innocent civilians. That sentence. So, indeed deaths of your innocent civilians. As the only group of countries which are dedicating time to preventing world domination by Germany, you must join our fight today. We are stronger together, safer together, and unbeatable together. As I'm sure you are aware, the German leader, whose name is Adolf Hitler, craved revenge for his country's defeat in 18. Do you know what that apostrophe before 18 means? Yeah?
Does it mean like it's only saying the last?
Yeah, so that means 1918. It's an abbreviation. So in numbers as well, the apostrophe means the same as it does in words. It means there's an omission there. So 1918. What was 1918? What happened around 1918?
End of World War.
End of World War One. Brilliant. We believe that he might be planning a new empire for Germany and will be prepared to take it by force. He has already invaded Poland, and we are of the understanding that his army are marching west. He intends to occupy Denmark in the very near future. You must therefore understand the necessity to act quickly and join our protective alliance of countries in order to defend the more vulnerable against these evil powers. Do you honestly believe that you are safe without joining our allegiance? Do you have an army powerful enough to hold off invasion at your borders? Are you prepared to allow innocent lives to be lost? No one can deny that by showing your allegiance with our powerful countries, the United Kingdom and France, you will become less of a target of irrepressible Hitler. This monster and his army are taking what they want and are using any force necessary. Intelligence suggests they are using machine guns. U-boats are prowling beneath the waves, and the Luftwaffe are raining terror from above. We must put a stop to this now. Act now. Join our alliance and improve your country's chances. We fear that without each other's support, this world will end as we know it. Together, we are stronger and can put a stop to death and destruction we have witnessed in Poland before Hitler turns his attentions elsewhere. There really is no other safe choice but to support our powerful countries and protect your citizens. They are looking to you to do the right thing. Join us now. If you've got the other one, let's read the other one. Dear countries, if you've got the first one, be having a look for exaggerated language and anything else you think we've already talked about from last week. So if you've got the first one, be looking at exaggerated language. I'm going to read the slightly simpler one now, okay? Dear country leader, it has come to my attention that your country is showing no signs of allegiance in this war. This is risky, reckless even, as it leaves you open to invasion and death. As the only group of countries which are hoping to put a stop to Germany, you must join our fight today. We are stronger together, safer together, and unbeatable together. As I'm sure you are aware, the German leader, whose name is Adolf Hitler, wanted revenge for losing the war in 1918. He wants Germany to be stronger and bigger than before. He has already invaded Poland, and we are of the understanding that his army are marching west. You must therefore act quickly and join our group of countries fighting to stop this. Do you honestly believe that you are safe without joining our allegiance? Do you have an army powerful enough to hold off invasion of your borders? Are you prepared to allow innocent lives to be lost? No one can deny that by joining with powerful countries such as the United Kingdom and France, you will become less of a target to the greedy Hitler. We fear that without each other's support, this world will end as we know it. Together, we are stronger and can put I think there's supposed to be a stop to the death and destruction caused by Hitler. There really is no other safe choice. If you've got this version, on the second to last line, together we are stronger and can you see where it says and?
Yeah.
That needs to be a stop, doesn't it, rather than and stop? Because you're not going to say we are stronger and can put and stop. It needs to be we can and can put a stop to the death and destruction. Right, those of you doing the original text, actually either of them, you need to have a think about exaggerated language. So it's not just a little bit bad, it's awful. So who can pick out some exaggerated language for me from either text?
What? No one can deny about showing your allegiance with our powerful countries, the United Kingdom and France.
So what is the power? What is the exaggerated language? Don't try and think not so much of phrases, but specific words that mean, you know, it's not little bit bad, it's awful, it's terrible, it's tragic. You know, you've got to think really exaggerated language.
Dark and dangerous.
Dark and dangerous. Just not a little bit bad, it's dangerous.
Irrepressible.
Irrepressible. Why do you think it's what did we decide irrepressible meant? You looked that up, didn't you?
It means maybe to be repressed.
Can't be repressed. Repressed means kind of stop.
Yeah, keep down.
Keep down. So if irrepressible, so not just keep, they're not going to be kept down. He's irrepressible. He's not going to be stopped. He's not going to be kept down. Any other? I mean, world domination. Yeah, he's after world domination. That's quite exaggerated, isn't it? He's going to, I mean, he does want that. That's not saying he doesn't want to, but it's quite an exaggerated language. Yeah.
Innocent.
Innocent civilians. You think it's exaggerated?
Yeah, innocent lives to be lost.
Innocent lives to be lost. Every person is an innocent life to be lost. Anything else? A new empire for Germany, prepared to take by force. He intends, must therefore, our protective alliance defend the vulnerable against his evil powers. So he's not just bad, he's evil, isn't he? Did you find any?
We found reckless.
So reckless, the fact that we've used one of those words, the whole point, this is risky, reckless even. Really is exaggerating that point, isn't it? That this behaviour is really going to do some damage if you carry on following this behaviour. So you might want to underline those exaggerated words in your model text as well. So, what is this model text? What is it? Look how it's written. What is it? What kind of text is it? Yeah.
Persuasive.
It's persuasive, yes. What are they trying to persuade you to do? What is the point of this? They're trying to persuade you to do what?
Join the army to...
Yeah, they're asking whoever they're writing to join, is it United Kingdom and France?
Yeah.
No one can deny that by showing your allegiance with our powerful countries, the United Kingdom and France, you'll become less of a target. So who's this letter to? It's a letter that says, Dear Country Leader, doesn't it? Dear Country Leader. Who's it to? It's not to a single person, but who, it tells you, Dear Country Leader. What does it mean by that?
Is it like actually the person who's in charge of the country, so they make decisions?
Yeah, so other countries maybe that at the moment haven't declared which side they're on. So this letter very much sounds like it's trying to say, come and join our side, be on our team, doesn't it? Yeah? Because really, if you think it's going, I mean, at the time, it's not, you know, it's a war that's been declared. It was called a world war at the end of it because it was so big. But at the time, Germany had declared war on Poland at this point. The UK and France understand that this is going to, you know, affect them as well, and they're going to support Poland. So they need other people on their team, kind of thing. It's like when you're out in the playground and you're playing against someone else. You're like, oh, come, you come on our team, because then we've got more than them, and we'll be a lot more. That's all it is, really, isn't it? Come on our team, we'll be bigger, and we'll be able to defeat him. And it's persuading them by laying down all the bad things about Hitler, isn't it? All the really bad things that I think he's going to do.
In the PowerPoint you sent us, there's on 19, I think it was 1925 or something, Hitler killed himself.
That was after the war. That was 1945. That was at the end of the war. We will come to that. Yes, he did in the end. But this is at the beginning of the war. So this war's just been declared. He's just gone and attacked Poland. You know, he's just trying to... And if Hitler's going to be doing the same to countries, he's going to be saying, no, you want to come on my team, because you know what, I'm more powerful than them. It's all that whole... It is a bit like playground games, isn't it? It's you come on our team, because whoever's got the biggest team feels they're going to be the winners, okay? But this is more than that, because this is more about what you believe is right. So the people writing this letter are trying to appeal to the country's morality, their morals. You know, what Hitler's doing is the wrong thing to do. We need to fight for what is right. We need to fight to save the lives of the people in our country. Because he's told us he's reckless, he's risky, he's not worried about, you know, doing harm to innocent people, whereas we want to protect our innocent people. Does that make sense? Yeah? So, how's it different from that text we looked at last week? Remember the text we looked at last week? You've got it in front of you? So, if at home you've got your text from last week, I want you to have a think about how is this different from what we did last week. Can I grab your one from last week? No, I just got out of shot. So last week we looked at the importance of evacuation. So it's not the same, is it? This one's written as a letter, and it's written quite specifically to the leader of the country. The importance of evacuation was written to who? Was aimed at who? Everyone, mainly people who have children, okay? So that's quite specific in itself. This one is to whole country leaders. This is the person who's responsible for the lives of everybody in their country. Quite an important job, isn't it? So the formality is slightly different and the wording is going to be slightly different. So you can look and compare those. Now, what we are going to do in class and what you're going to do at home is you're going to now watch the Grammosaurus. It's the parenthesis one, it's the Britney Spears one. And then you're going to be looking at identifying that in your model text.